I became interested in cheap podcast microphones when I was hosting a podcast with a lot of guests that were not regular podcasters. So I'd have these guests and they just sounded freaking horrible because they had a shitty microphone or something. I don't know what it was, but they sounded horrible. So I started thinking, hey, could I just buy a microphone, a cheap microphone that sounded good, send it to them, and boom, that would solve my audio problem and get higher quality audio from my guests. So whether you're looking to do that or looking for a microphone just to host your own podcast, these are the cheap options that I've found. I've found two that are incredibly cheap and effective for shipping out, and also one that is cheap for getting high quality audio. The first one is my Apple Earpods. You can see them right there. There's the microphone that's recording in the little kind of buttons on the Earpods. And surprisingly, for such a cheap option, you can get these things for less than $20 on Amazon and probably from other retailers. They sound surprisingly good, and this is unedited raw audio. The one thing you do want to make sure that you've kind of got in line when you're using them is that you're in a decent recording environment, and that means A, quiet, and B, you've probably are kind of reducing the echo a little bit. I mean, it's still better than many other microphones, particularly the whatever ones probably in the laptop that my guests would have. But in general, if you're going to be the host of a podcast, you probably want to make sure that your echo is pretty minimal. Like in my room right here, I've got kind of a good echo and I've got some foam in front of me, which helps with it a lot, but it's still got a little bit of echo, which maybe you can hear in this recording. But overall, I'm incredibly happy with these Earpods as a podcasting microphone. And I do know some people that use these as a podcasting microphone. I actually know there's one podcast out there where the guy records the podcast while walking his dog and he's using his Earpods. So they sound fairly decent and they're a better option than, what might be the laptop's microphone or the webcam's microphone in there that's further away. And the one thing I do like about them is, you can turn your head and the microphone stays in a decent position. Whereas if you have a desk-mounted microphone, one that's just in a fixed position, if you turn your head, the audio can kind of get a little wonky. Now let's go on and listen to the next one. The next one is the Sennheiser PC8 headset microphone that I'm recording on right now. This thing gets pretty damn good quality audio for less than $30. But the Achilles heel of it, and you may have heard it, is that it really picks up on my breathing sounds and plosive sounds. It does not do well with those. Now, the solution that I've found for them is just getting one of these little foam microphone covers, a lavalier foam microphone cover, and sliding it over the end. That makes a huge difference. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, I've got the foam microphone cover on it, and you probably notice already that the audio sounds a lot cleaner. Really, I'm kind of disappointed that this thing did not come with one of these foam covers, but for less than $30, well, you get what you pay for. You can't ask for the whole house. So, yeah, regarding the fit and quality of the headset component on it here, I kind of compare it to cheap plastic eating utensils. It's certainly not a high quality build. It certainly feels a low quality build. Again, you get what you pay for. The audio that comes out of the ears is good. It's sufficient for listening to audio and maybe doing some editing, but this is not something that I would want to wear for the full day, or listen to music on if I'm a real audiophile. I mean, I guess you could listen to music on it. It wouldn't sound bad, but the comfort just isn't there on the earpieces. Now, the nice thing about this headset microphone and why I really like headset microphones is the microphone is positioned properly, the whole time. So no matter what you do, if you look away, do whatever you're doing, look at your other monitor, bend over to tie your shoe, which I don't know why you would do that when you're standing at the desk, the microphone stays in the right place. So yeah, that's the Sennheiser PC8, guys. What do you think of the Sennheiser PC8? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, we've got the Blue Yeti microphone. Now, this microphone is obviously a step above the other microphones that I covered, being the Apple Earpods and the Sennheiser PC8. But at $100, this microphone is still on the cheap side of microphones. And it gets really, 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 really good audio. Like, not quite professional level audio, but like 97% of the way there. So it gets you very high quality audio for only $100. I'm throwing it in here on this comparison of cheap podcast microphones. Right now, I'm recording in the cardioid setting, which is like one direction, like I'm speaking to it. I find that setting is the best. Omnidirectional is also good, but the cardioid setting is the best in this case. Now, the downfall of having this microphone here is, number one, you kind of really got to talk to it, which I don't like that for doing video like I'm doing right now. And then of course, if you turn your head and talk away and you want to work on something or look at something on your other monitor, it kind of screws up the audio quality. As you notice, I probably got quite a bit quieter when I was doing that. So yeah, for that reason, well, I don't want to say for that reason I don't like the Blue Yeti, but those are just two things that you need to consider. For podcast recording, this is my go-to microphone. When I'm doing a podcast and audio quality is the most important and nobody's going to be seeing my face, Blue Yeti is my ticket. On the flip side of that, when I'm doing a video recording or I'm doing a vlog, I like using my Apple Earpods right here because it's just so natural. You just plug it in, put it in like this. And by the way, this is still recording from the Blue Yeti and it's right here. And if you turn your head like this, well, the microphone kind of follows you. This is not ideal microphone position, but it's kind of good enough. And then it follows you. So you're still getting decent quality audio when you look away and you don't have this thing. You don't have this thing in your face. I don't know if you could hear that, but yeah, you don't have that thing in your face, so you don't really have the microphone. Now, I've got this, over-the-top boom arm here by Blue Yeti that I purchased from them. You could get a low-cost arm on Amazon for like $15, which would come up and put the microphone like right here. So it's not so in your face like this. That's another way of doing it. So yeah, I like my Blue Yeti as my cheap podcasting mic. The Earpods are one good option, and I am using these for video recording and talking head vlog style videos. And then the Sennheiser PC8, also a great option right here. What do you guys think of the 3 microphones that I covered? Let me know in the comments below.